Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What up? This is Shan, and this is Cozy Womb Podcast. This is Ari. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, Anya.
Hi.
What up? Hey guys, this is Shan, and this is Cozy Womb Podcast. What's up? Tonight, it was such a good night. My 5-year-old graduated from pre-K, and a very funny graduation. But what really made me want to do this episode tonight is just thinking about what kind of parent I want to be, and thinking about all the parents that are out here thinking maybe I didn't do it right, or maybe I messed up, or maybe I just don't want to fail them, or maybe you're probably out there thinking, let me wait until they get older to fix it. No. Kids are so forgiving, more forgiving than most adults with the best sense, the most dollars, the most opportunities. Fix your relationship with your child every day. Every day you wake up is a chance to correct something you did wrong yesterday, or last week, or last month, or last year, or if you spent years being selfish and you did time away, whether that's being locked up, whether that's being in rehab, whether that's just away from your child, not involved in their life, not going through the motions of them being happy, them being sad, them being angry, them being confused, and not working through that, and not building that relationship. Every day is a chance for you to be a better parent. If the way you grew up wasn't the best, if the parents that gave you life did not parent you, if you were raised with family, if you were raised by family friends, and they loved you so much that they enabled you to become an adult with responsibilities, priorities, and preparation for adult life, you can always change the outcome of what you become as a parent. Once you are in life and you're single, and all you do is worry about how you're going to eat, where you're going to sleep, where you're going to work, where you're going to live, and how you want to be remembered on this earth, is all about you. Once you create life, create a human being, create a child, give birth to a child, it is your priority, it is your new level of life, of living, to make sure that that child gets everything it needs, as far as love, as far as dedication, as far as something warm to eat, something healthy to eat, something good to drink, somewhere nice to live, everything until that child is at least 25. It should be first. Or if it's not first, it should be second under you making sure you're healthy and awake and alive and mentally stable. I don't understand how any human being can do any action to create a life, to bring a child into this world and give up or let go of that child's hand or let go of that child's heart and just expect them to figure out what life is, how life works, and how to provide for themselves. You have to show up. You have to be there. You have to be available. You have to be understanding. You always have to be open to learning a new way. You always have to be apologetic and honest, and never too proud to ask for help, and never too much of being in your ego and all about you when it comes to being a mom or being a dad. And I say a mom or a dad because moms leave children, moms neglect children, moms ignore children's needs. Fathers do the same thing. Fathers, they create excuses and predicaments and obstacles that can be easily removed in order to care for their children, because it requires too much effort. It requires you actually putting in action and not just talking. It requires you to use your brain. It requires you to provide and be dedicated and to be consistent and to not only think about you. And it's easier to be lazy and not parent than it is to parent. Because I'm not saying I had the best parents in the whole wide world and nothing else can top them, because there's always somebody else that can top you in whatever you think you do the best. I'm saying I had two parents that never made me feel like they gave up. I had two parents that made a way to provide home, shelter, some type of affection, some type of care, to teach me something, to allow me to fall, allow me to mess up, allow me to figure things out and watch me grow, but never leave me by choice. I had a mother who was always sick, but never showed it in her actions when it came to taking care of me. She always provided ideas. She always created a way. She always took me to explore. She always made sure I was okay. She made sure I was healthy. She made sure that I had what I needed. And if I didn't have what I needed, she made sure I had people around me that loved me enough to figure out a way to get me what I needed if she couldn't do it. And even when she was sick, and even when she had her strokes and, her dizzy spells, and she was suffering through thyroid issues and being in a mentally exhausting relationship with my father, and she was never one to stand up and be confrontational. She found the courage to get out of a space that she wasn't growing in, that wouldn't allow her sons or me to grow in the best way. And she did it on her own, even through us living in shelters, even through my youngest brother and I being in foster care because she had a stroke and she was in the hospital, and my family members didn't want to step up for a summer. Even with us living in Section 8 to her getting her own house in Florida, and me just seeing a mom make it work in every way and not be perfect, but to be great enough to provide enough. My mom never quit. My mom never crutched on the idea of her mom not being loving enough or not showing affection, or her being left in solitude as a child of 13 siblings, and just being a loner kind of, and finding the things that she loved, and being creative. She kept that, and she showed me that, even if somebody's not giving me a job, I can make a job and provide for you. I can sit here and make hats and people could come pay me for hats. I could sit here and do upholstery and people could come pay me to do their upholstery in their house. I could sit here and make wedding dresses. I could sit here and do alterations and provide for you. I can watch kids and provide for you. I can cook you 3 meals a day, help you with your homework, do projects, come with you on field trips, and provide for you and still love you and still care for you. There's always a choice on what type of parent you become. You always have a decision to make on if who you are is bigger and more important than the child you brought into this world. You always have a choice. And there is no parent that is more or has more say over the other parent if both of you want to parent. If you honestly want to parent, you have rights to parent your child just like that other parent. You don't always have to go through a parent that's quote unquote trying to stop you from having a relationship with your kid, or they won't let me call, or they won't let me come by, or I never get to see them, but they want some type of, support from me. They want my money, but I never get to spend time with that child. That court system is not just set up for a mom. That court system is not just set up for a man. That court system allows lawyers to come in there for men and women who can be parents. They both are parents, okay? You can hire a lawyer to get you to get visitation for your child. You can legitimize your child by yourself. You can get a court order for a DNA test if that's what you need. You can get a court order to be able to see your child, know where your child lives, know what school your child goes to, so you can know that they're safe and they're getting the best education, that you can help provide for them. You can support your child. You don't have to wait for somebody to take you to court to support your child. There's always a way for you to be involved in your child's life. So stop crutching on the fact that another parent won't let you do something. I would never stop any father of any of my children from having a relationship with them. There's no way I can stop them. I'm not holding a gun to you. I'm not, keeping my child out of school. I'm not hiding my child from the government. I'm not living off the grid. You can always have some type of place in your child's life when it comes to my children as a mother, if that's what you want. Because I have a child that has a relationship with her father, sees her father every week, maybe not as many days as I have her, but that type of relationship is there. She knows him. She's at his home. She sees him. He takes her to school. I don't have to see him. I don't have to talk to him. I don't have to deal with him. He doesn't have to go through me. That's set up because he wants that. I want them to have a relationship. Then on the other hand, I have a child whose father took himself to court to be put on support to support her, but has never made any effort to support her since she's been born, period. I do everything for my 5-year-old on my own, or my family helps me, or friends help me, and there is no physical relationship there with her father. There is no emotional relationship there. There is no mental attachment there, but she knows she has a father. She knows they don't have a relationship. She sometimes feels that that's missing, but at the same time, I make sure there's no hole where, that type of father figure should be. And I answer all her questions honestly, and I just know that you don't have to go through me to have a relationship with your daughter if you want to go have a relationship with her. You feeling like you have to go through me, you feeling like you should reach out only on Christmas or after Christmas, or not even reaching out on her birthday, and it's an afterthought for you, and reaching out because a friend of a family of a friend of a friend had something on a page where it could possibly be your child's graduation, and you're calling my mother that's in a completely different state and questioning her on why I didn't call you and tell you that today's such and such graduation. Does it really matter? You have to get to a point where you understand that if you really wanted to parent, you would parent. There's nothing that can step in the way of you and your child. Okay? You have to get to a point where you don't want to fake care anymore. And when I say fake care, I'm talking about posting your child off of taking a picture from somewhere else, not speaking to your child, not knowing how to hold a discussion with your child, not feeling comfortable in a room with your child, not knowing what your child likes, not knowing what medically could be wrong with your child, not knowing what your child is doing academically, not knowing where your child goes to school, not knowing what your child likes to eat. That type of thing, you should know if you want to parent. That type of thing, you can't fake. That is the support that should be 365. Not 4 times out of a year, not 2 times out of the year. I possibly may think about you, or you may come across my mind, or I may send an email out to your mom because I'm feeling a type of way because you don't reach out to me about her. Check your ego. Check your pride, because when you get up into old age and you need your children to help you, you need your children to come see you, you feel lonely, you feel neglected, you feel like an afterthought, and you wish someone cared, those kids that you support throughout the years of their life will always be there. Kids that you show love to, and you give your effort, and you just honestly want to be there for them and watch them flourish, they're always going to be there to support you. You always have a decision to make when it comes to what type of parent you want to be. You can always change it. You have to be honest. You have to be upfront about where you fell short, and you have to really change what you didn't do right. You can't just come and be like, oh, I'm going to change, and come with the same excuse the next time. Stop having the same discussions with a child's parent if it's not going anywhere. Find a different way. Find a different way, because as a mom, as a parent, there's nothing that would ever keep me from providing for my child, whether they live with me or not. There's nothing that would ever keep me from visiting my child, whether they live with me or not. There's nothing where I would be clueless about when it comes to my child's needs, wants, or what they're interested in as a parent, because that's how I want to parent. I want to be good at parenting. I don't want there ever to be a hole into something that my child needed that I never provided, because I love to parent. I love the fact that my goal as a parent is to always be better. Not the same as my mom, not the same as my dad, but better. And I can only get better if I'm honest with myself, and if I'm honest with my children, and if I really stand my ground when it comes to what I will not tolerate as far as effort, consistency, and dedication when it comes to who their parents are. You always have a choice on what parent you become, period. Whether your parents were great, whether they were not great, whether they were never there, whether they were on drugs, whether they had an alcohol issue, whether they were, not mentally there. You always have a decision to make when it comes to what parent you become, period. That's all I wanted to say. Hope it helps somebody. And if you know somebody that's not standing up as a parent, and you know they have a child out there, talk to them, be upfront, and stop enabling them if you're enabling them. Unconditional love is cool when it comes to your children, up until they're adult age and they're disrespectful. After that, listen, stop unconditional loving people to the point that they can't grow. Because even the best plants in the smallest pots need a new pot. Okay? All right. I'm out.
Good night, good night, good night, good night.